we put profits back into the profit cycle to generate even more profits. And I know what you're going to say. Profits? Yes, Stan. You're soaking in them.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your boy ExtrmWill, Extreme Tech, and I'm going to try to talk about salad for a couple of minutes. It's not working very well, so I don't really know what I'm really going to talk about. There's one or two things that I've kind of learned that I'm kind of liking, I guess, different ways to check on stuff, but I don't know what's going on here. You can see here the second page I have, everything's having a hard time loading and even working, so I don't know really what's going on. Demand still kind of in the pooper. I've got 9 machines running right now. Out of the 9 machines I have running, it says I made $13 in the last 24 hours. Not very good. I have the 3 4090s and 5 3090s. 8 machines total on? Yeah. So you can see it's just kind of been all over the place. In between, it looks like 40 cents an hour up to like 70 cents an hour. So kind of all over the place. Look at the last 7 days. I haven't had the same number of machines on every day. So I've been, really going back and forth between just turning stuff on and off. This isn't all Salad's fault. I'm pretty sure I lost power here. And I think that kind of, I'm in Tampa, so it's, lightning capital of the world. I'm losing power every couple of days. I don't know why I'm losing power with how much I'm paying in electric. Tell the electric company I'm kind of disappointed with how rapidly and how much we've been losing electricity these last couple of days with how much they're charging. No reason for the rates to be going up as much as they are if we can't keep the electricity on. But yeah, it's lose power and then it is what it is. So let's see. 7 days ago, it looks like it was doing amazing compared to what it's doing now. I was making $34, so that would have been probably that last video I would have made. So that's probably with more machines running. So it'd be what I have running now, probably plus the 3 4060 Ti's and maybe the 4070, and they were probably all in jobs. Right now, nothing's in jobs, so then, it went all right. Maybe I had the 2 4070 Ti's on there too. I know I had both them running until I lost, one of the times I lost power. It stunk. They were both on really good jobs. They were both on like 14-cent jobs, 14 cents an hour jobs. And then, yeah. And then boom, $23. Ugh, $7. Trash. $5.67. Trash. $12. Trash. We need to get a real job here, guys. Not liking this. Like to see a lot more going on. It's not like going on, but on the bright side, I did realize all of these numbers for the demand are posted in the Salad Discord. I am kind of a boomer. I consider myself to be, technically I'm Gen X, but like, I don't understand the technology all these kids are using these days. I don't really understand Discord. I use it kind of. It's definitely not my preferred thing. I mean, my video game alliance, we're still using line chat. We're not even on Discord. I would be willing to bet everyone in my video game alliance, like my main primary alliance, we probably all have a Discord account, and we probably all use Discord for other alliances, but we're not using it for the main game that we play. For the alliance we've been in. Yeah, we're still using line chat for that. So I don't use Discord every day. I've been checking it a lot more now, especially once I realized this. So if you join Salad in here, the very first one suggested is this demand monitor. I think this is up here in the top for suggested. If it's not, type in hashtag demand/monitor, demand monitor, and it should bring this up to the top suggested for you. Yeah, I've left this open constantly because I think these numbers are amazing, and then I leave it scrolled all the way down, so it constantly stays on the new one. I believe somebody has this running on their Raspberry Pi, and it updates every hour. So this one was at 3:02 a.m., and the one before that was 2:02 a.m., and the one before that is 1:02 a.m. So every hour it goes through and pulls the numbers. On the bottom here, it says showing the demand. So if there's 20 machines and 15 are running, it would display you're seeing 75%. So it's how much of a percent of these on the network are in jobs. So it's a way to look at it. So I don't think it's a bad way to look at it. I think it's a pretty decent way to look at it. So like one of the things in here that does tend to look pretty weird, the guys in the Brandon coin talking about salad are think it's a little weird. 3060 8 gigabyte is at 50%. This one's a little bit of a standout. I think this one is at such a high percentage only because there aren't that many of the 8 gigabyte 3060s on Salad, because I don't think that many of the 8 gigabyte 3060s were even made. I don't think that many people necessarily have them. I don't think it's that there's really high demand for the 8 gigabyte 3060. I think it's just that there aren't that many cards on there, so any work they do have, they're not splitting up amongst that many people. Like there's some of the older cards, like I think some of like these 20 series cards too. I think there's not necessarily a whole lot of them on there, so they do have a little bit better chance at picking up work, I think, because I don't think a lot of people are really running them. But I don't think there's a lot of 20 series work in there right now. It doesn't look like there's any real 20 series work in here. Real big standouts, 50 series cards, all kind of look like poop. 5060 Ti looks like right now it is the best of the 50 series cards, so maybe that 5060 Ti is not too bad. 37% though, I'm not interested in trying to run that. We get to the 4090s at 61%, so like 60% is kind of like where I'm starting to turn stuff on. So it's the 4090s I have turned on. I don't have any 3090 Ti's. They're at 73%. I think with the 3090 Ti, this is another one of those where I don't think there's necessarily a whole lot of them on Salad, so I think they can really benefit by just not having as much competition. And then the 3090s, I think there's a ton of 3090s on there, but they're really good for Salad, so that's at 64% right now, so that's why I have all those turned on. Not that my 4090s and 3090s are really working that much, but they're getting some work, I guess. I guess something's better than nothing. 4080s, 42%, I'm not really interested in that. Get down here, 4060 Ti, these are at 58.6, so I'll keep monitoring this. If when I wake up in the morning, if they're above like 65%, maybe I'll go turn them on. I don't really want to have a bunch of stuff on though that's just looking for work. Like the fact that my 4090s and my 3090s, they're not all real solid in there, because as I said, I lost power a couple days ago, so like I think everything's updated at least, but they're all still looking for containers. But I'm going to keep watching the 4060 Ti's. There's a good chance I may turn them on. I may turn them on for 2 days and then turn them off for 2 days. I've been doing that a lot, turn them on when they pick up a job, then let them all run, and then when those jobs finish, if there's no work in the system for them, then turn them off. Kind of monitoring, but I've been using this. Everything above 60%. I think I want running. Everything else in here is all like just trash. So to save electric, yeah, if it's not above 60%, I just have it turned off. So that's pretty much all I think I really want to cover in this video. But I do think this is definitely really cool. I would highly recommend joining Discord and joining Salad Discord just for this right here. It's also really nice too if you do have problems with troubleshooting, community support. This is probably the only one of these I ever really go in here for Salad. I post in here pretty regularly whenever I have an issue and I'm having a hard time figuring something out, or I want to see what somebody says about something or thinks about something. I may ask them before I make a video on something, see what they got to say. They're pretty decent in there, really good about helping out, but I definitely think, though, this demand monitoring is up to date. I mean, I like all the stats and information I can get in to help make the best, most informed decision I can. So that's all I'm really going to cover on this one. I'm going to go and rest. I'm exhausted, so kind of brutal weekend at work with it being a holiday weekend. So I will see you guys in the next one. If I find out anything cool, I may make like a smaller update video or maybe a larger update video. We'll see what I find out. I'll probably try and do some research next couple of days. I don't know if I'll find anything out about what's going on and when it's going to be fixed or going better. Definitely thinking a little bit about maybe setting some machines up on another AI thing, kind of contemplating in my head how I want to do it, how I might do it. Like my 3060 Ti's or my 3060s or my 3070s. If I have a motherboard with enough slots in it, because I don't think you can set them up with the risers. I think you need to have the actual slots to plug the cards into. I think I have a bunch of motherboards with like 3 and 4 actual like PCI 16 and 8 slots. So I might look at setting some stuff up on another AI service, but I don't know if I'll have time. But I'm thinking about it. Maybe setting up like some multiple card rigs, stuff I'm not using that's just sitting around. Especially if it looks like the salad stuff is going to last a lot longer, because this is starting to look like it's not going to be fixed today yet, I'm willing to bet. We'll see though. You know, normally like Mondays is when I think like everybody comes back to work. If everything is already, somebody hits the let's go button, and if somebody hits the let's go button and it works, then it all works. And if they hit the let's go button and everything crashes and burns because the coding was done for shit, then you know it all crashes and burns for shit. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch some other YouTube videos and see what other people have to say about other stuff, and probably watch a bunch of stuff on aliens and Bigfoot and stuff completely unrelated. So we'll see. I'll see you guys in the next one though. So peace. Take it easy.